Yay! I got the power steering pump out of the way and I got the old pump off. I didn't take that plate off, maybe I should have, but I was able to clean out underneath and sneak the water pump out. Speaking of sneaking, say that 5 times fast. I got this little water outlet off too. This one goes on the side of the water pump and is a pain in the butt. So I got it out. You have to put this little end piece over the pipe that's down in there, the pipe that's right there behind the water pump, and then this goes to the lower radiator hose down there. So it's a lot easier to snake everything in and put the bolts in while it's out. I don't know how you'd put the bolts on this after putting the water pump off. But taking the water pump off. What country am I from anyway? I talk so funny. I tend to stutter a little bit. I get excited. I've learned a lot of languages. I've learned Spanish. Not that I'm the best at it. I learned quite a bit of French, and I learned Telugu and Tamil. And those two messed up my language better than anything. I never used to stutter until I started doing that, and now I stutter a lot. And some of those words come in my mind when I want English, and it makes me fumble. So anyway, it's kind of fun. That's how you do it, and that's a long story. It's kind of colorful, isn't it? This is a pain. The trouble with this design, I always say design, trouble with setting the timing on this one is that little notch down there. I don't know how well you can see that. The little notch needs to line up, but that wheel, that drive gear on the crank isn't anything like what you would think it would be. It's hydraulic. It's got some kind of, when you turn the crank, it doesn't turn the wheel until it reaches a maximum. So you rotate that gear counterclockwise, and at the same time you turn the motor over with the torque or force of the nut with a wrench, and you turn the wrench clockwise, you turn the other one counterclockwise and rotate it until it lines up the mark. Once that lines up, then you have your cams held with a cam holder tool or a gear boss, whatever you want to call it, and you line up the marks. There's an eye up inside there, and then there's a corresponding eye on the timing cover that you can't see because it's covered by your cam holder. And then there's an E on this one and an E in there, and you've got an I on the intake side and an E on the exhaust side, and the whole thing's just crazy. The tensioner's on this side, and it just basically slides left and right, and it's actuated by that spring, or influenced by a spring. That's how you set the timing on a Mazda Miata. Ouch, that was a pain in the butt. So anyway, like to say, the hard part, turn that gear counterclockwise, that's the top part going to the left, and then turn that bolt using a crescent wrench or whatever you want to use clockwise until that mark lines up. I'll show you one more time. I'm showing you from the left, so it looks like it's off a little bit, but that's on. You've got the triangle on the oil pump, and then you've got on the gear, you've got a little notch in it. And then also it's got a false Woodruff key. See if I can find it right there, and that should be pretty much straight up. That's how you do it. I'm going to add this onto that video too. The other thing that I figured out how to do that by is I pulled out the spark plug in the #1 cylinder, and with these being at top dead center, that has to be at top dead center. And to put that at top dead center, I rotated it until this was between going up and coming down, so that it was at top dead center, and then also the marks were all at top dead center. So if all the marks are at top dead center in the rotation, and that's at top dead center, then you win. And that's what I did.